Hello, it's Migos and Possible Amigos. My name is Taffrey16. Welcome back to another episode of Reading Your Comments, episode 163. It is Sunday or maybe Saturday if you're watching this a day early on Patreon. Shout out to all the Patrons to get the option to watch these videos, as well as the reaction videos up to a day early, and get your name in the description as well. But regardless of what day you're watching this on, if I can speak English, let's go ahead and read some comments. Thanks for reading my comment on Filthy Rich and Cat Flap. As for why there was no second series at the time, I heard it's because of bad reviews, but the trivia section on IMDb says its main factor was Rick and Ben Elton falling out over writing privileges. It was only a couple years later, in 1989, that the first episode of Bottom was filmed, where Rick and Aid wrote themselves. Oof, well, that's a damn shame, but I mean, I guess it worked out for them because Bottom was pretty damn good. Tend not to count Postmodern Family reactions as actual reactions, as their MO seems to be to find some part of British pop culture to look down upon, to look down their noses at, and reinforce their own sense of moral superiority. I would disagree with that, but these are the same people who said they wouldn't watch The Vicar of Dibley because they don't agree with there being a woman vicar. So really did enjoy Misfits. It's refreshing and different, although a bit X-rated. Yeah, speaking of X-rated, if I get it unblocked on YouTube, which I still might, I don't know, it's gonna be age restricted. Not my preference, but just letting you know that if it gets unblocked, it's gonna be age restricted because there was so much nudity, even the censoring I did wasn't enough. You should watch The Dangerous Brothers of Rick and Aid. I might as well just do their whole fucking catalog at this point, so I'll put it on the list. Having been in the audience for Millionaire twice, you'd be amazed at how small the set is compared to how it looks on TV. There are multiple camera tricks used to make the place look much bigger than it actually is. For a start, it's not a 360 degree amphitheater. There are only 2 decks of audience, both of which can be seen by the camera behind Chris and the contestant. There's a third very small audience section of only 2 rows of about 8 people right down the studio floor level behind the cameras, and the boom camera sometimes comes up behind with a miniaturized version of the back of the set behind them to look at the camera as coming over top, like, oh, I get you. Yeah, you like to get the amphitheater angle. To make the place look twice as big as it is, in reality, all that's back there apart from the fake audience section is cameras, lights, and nothing else. If you wear glasses, you're not allowed in the first 2 rows of the audience because of reflections and glints of the studio lights. And the same goes for if you're wearing bright clothes. When they dim the main lights during a question and answer section show. Really? I guess that makes sense. Well, they wouldn't let me in the front row then. The first time I was there, things were quite relaxed as audience member goes. We were told not to have our feet on the aisles, for example, not to spoil this shot, but that was it. The second time was after the controversy of the coughing, and we had to surrender our phones at entry to the studio. Have our bags searched and checked, and there are plenty of jokes about not coughing. Well, only takes one asshole to ruin it, I guess. Having said that, it is shot as live. When there's a commercial break, it really stops for about 5-10 minutes, at which point a very talented warm-up team come to entertain the audience while Chris goes upset to have his makeup touched up. Almost better than the actual show itself. Back then, they were well-oiled machines, save more production for all shows. Wow, well, that's a lot of information. Thank you for giving me the little bit behind the scenes there. The thing at the end about keeping the audience entertained reminds me of the comments I got recently about the exact opposite of that, about how hell it was watching Gladiators live. Apparently, the live studio recording being the audience at Gladiators was just terrible. So I'm glad to hear at least this show did something to keep the audience in it. I see what I did this many questions on Millionaire, but I preferred it when it was 15 questions. There were easy questions to £1,000 back then, and each segment had more intense background music. Those who got to $1 million question would have the most heart-pounding soundtrack of all. Yeah, I didn't realize there was a format change within the Chris Terrett version, so maybe before I watch the Clarkson version, I'll go watch an older episode of Terrett. Fun fact, somebody got all the way to the last question of the show without using any lifelines on the last question. He used his phone a friend to call his dad. He told him he didn't need any help, he just wanted to let him know he's about to be a millionaire. I think that was actually on the American version of the show, but I've seen that before. That guy was a legend. Funny thing about Willie Nelson, he actually did a song with Snoop Dogg called My Medicine. Sadly, Willie doesn't rap in it, but Snoop is now my favorite country singer. You know, I didn't know that was a real thing, but considering Snoop, I'm not at all surprised that it's a real thing. Back in the day, you could win $1 million on the Millionaire website, which I did, but was sent a CD of a show's music and not $1 million. Well, at least you got something. I thought you had done this of all shows. This blew my mind. Yeah, me too, honestly. Like, even though I was somewhat conscious that I hadn't done Millionaire, it still seems like a show that I would have done by now. You know what I mean? So even knowing that I hadn't done it, it's still a surprise that I hadn't. The barman in the pub scene in The New Statesman was played by Peter Salis. He's best known as the voice of Wallace from Wallace and Gromit. Really? I did not know that at all. That's a fun cameo there. He was also in all 294 episodes of long-range sitcom Last of Summer Wine. That I've heard of. 294 episodes, huh? Well, Jesus Christ, like, should I just start from the beginning if I ever end up doing that? My lord. Ironically, of all the crazy characters Rick has played, the one in The New Statesman is the craziest, has a shitload of power, and is utterly ruthless. Yeah, I mean, unless it changes later, but the vibe I got from that is, it's crazy, but like crazy in a more realistic way. Like, it was fun to see him play a character that wasn't like bouncing off the walls all the time. Again, I don't mind the bouncing off the walls thing, but it was a nice vibe difference, you know what I mean? There's one more sitcom Rick Mayall starred in 2002 after Bottom, the 6-episode series Believe Nothing, by the same writers as New Statesman, has a very different vibe. It's about the most intelligent man in Britain and the Illuminati. Might be worth checking out, seems to be uploaded on YouTube too. Shit. Any other shows they got? Again, might as well just do the whole catalog at this point. If you can get a hold of it, you might want to see Jackanory with Rick Mayall, a kid's show where he reads and acts George's Marvelous Medicine by Roald Dahl. That sounds tremendous, actually. Have you watched Chris Morris's Jam yet? I have not, but expect that soon, as I just found out I can get that on YouTube. Both these Life on Mars episodes were good, but 13 was tremendous, particularly that ending. Hearing you say nonce in the US accent is my new favorite thing. Honestly, 2 of the final 3 episodes are my favorite episodes of the show. 15, 16, and 14 is pretty good too. Sad you're coming to the end of this, but can't wait for those reactions. Yeah, I mean, this is a show that even though it doesn't do well, I've enjoyed it to the point where I definitely wanted to finish it, and I'm glad I have. And yeah, that ending to 13, I did not see that coming at all. That was one of the better episodes of the whole show so far, in my opinion. Ashes to Ashes to follow Life on Mars? Yes, that is currently the plan. For Brits of my generation, these are classic memories. I'm not surprised your views have done well. Love seeing you react to the young ones. I was surprised it did well, not because I was underrating the show, but purely because, again, my channel had been dead so long, I didn't have expectations for anything anymore, you know? Like, there were some things in the past that I was like, okay, this is going to do decently well, and it didn't, you know? So I'd kind of given up on expectations at this point, so it was a very welcome surprise. They inserted a few frames here and there into young ones just to annoy people. I seem to remember Lise Mayers, I probably butchered that, discussing it in a documentary. Apparently they did it just to piss off the BBC and upset people who were flipping out about subliminal messages in rock music. Yeah, that makes sense. It was the 80s, yeah. The ones I remember are a tree frog leaping, a dove in flight, a dipping tap, a skier, and a frame from the end credits of Carry On Cowboy, which is not one of the more memorable Carry On series. I'll actually be doing Carry On Screaming on the review channel, possibly next month, either next month or April, so look out for that. That's me to be the first. I haven't seen any Carry On films, that should be fun. But yeah, I thought one of the pottery thing was from Ghost, but for some reason I thought Ghost was an early 80s film. It was not. It was 1990. So I was wrong about that. I think the new Nurse Gladys Emanuel in Open All Hours was good recasting it. Nothing against the original actress, but I think she was told to play a very stern and played an aspect up as much as she could, where Linda Barron comes across as a lot more warmer and funny, especially as the series goes on. You see her sense of humor. If you mention this program to anyone, the first thing they'll say is Granville's fetch your cloth. You know, I agree with you though on Gladys, because yeah, it seems like the new actress definitely showed a lot more personality and all that. And again, I don't think that's like you said, I don't think that's necessarily the original actress's fault, but it does seem like it was a good recasting. I never knew Ronnie Barker invented the loot box of surprise mechanics. Yeah, it came with microtransactions and everything. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of Reading Your Comments. The comments in this video were pulled from 6 videos. Usually it's 7, but there was no reaction video on Tuesday. The 6 videos were last week's episode of Reading Comments, episode 162, Millionaire, The New Statesman, Life on Mars 12 and 13, The Young Ones 3, and Open All Hours 2. If you want a chance to get your comment read in next week's episode of Reading Comments, the videos to comment on are as follows. This video, the reaction video was released yesterday, which was coupling. The reaction video that comes out on Monday, actually that's tomorrow. Yeah, the reaction video that comes out tomorrow. The one that comes out on Tuesday, the one that comes out on Wednesday, and then when it comes out on Thursday. Those videos are the places to comment if you want to get your comment read, and next week's episode, I'll read your comments. But that is going to do it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, be sure to like it. If you didn't like it, don't. If you want to follow any of my social media links, my Twitch, where I stream every single day, my second channel for instant views, my Twitter if you want to follow me, my Patreon if you want to support me on my daily motion, all those things are in the description down below. Thank you to all. I'm currently recording 104 on my Patreon, so you can support me on my channel. For those who don't know, you can be a Patreon me for as low as $1 or £1. You get extra direction videos as well as reading comments up to a day early, and you get your name in the description as well. Also in the description is the link to the community Reddit, as well as the daily schedule, as well as the Twitch VODs channel. With all that being said, though, my name is Taffer Christine. It's been another episode of reading your comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.